Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button if you guys are enjoying the content that we're throwing up. And make sure you guys hit the like button if you enjoy the video. And yeah, let's begin. And you guys say that I don't read the YouTube comments in my videos. Jab1435, this guy has been asking, that sounds like a rhyme. Jab1435, this guy has been asking for the same video for like the last 5 months. He's been asking for the same video, Strange Visitor Superman Beyond Omega Level. I feel like this guy's gonna be like, yes, now I'm gonna ask for more stuff. Here's a funny thing. I didn't even know who this guy was. I was like, man, who the hell even is Strange Visitor Superman? Like, does he like visit another planet? And people are just like, this guy's strange and he's visiting us, so he's a strange visitor. I didn't know. Dude, this guy is OP. It's not even funny. Dude, he's ridiculously powerful. Strange Visitor Superman versus Dr. Manhattan is a video that we need to do on our versus videos for Patreon. Those of you guys who don't know, we do versus videos all the time on Patreon. Like this week is Taskmaster versus Deathstroke because you guys voted for it. I let you guys decide. You're just like, what do you guys want to see? And you guys were like Deathstroke versus Taskmaster. And I was like, really? The week before that, you guys chose Condiment King versus Kite Man. And I was like, what is even going on right now? It's crazy. Anyway, this version of Superman was created by Joe Keatinge, I think is how you pronounce his name, and Brent Schoonover, and made his first and only appearance in Adventures of Superman number 16 in October of 2014. Now, just to clarify, in case you want to read this story, Adventures of Superman was a digital first comic that was later released in print as issue number 16 of the series. But if you're looking to get this on Comixology, the story actually occurs in issues number 46 through 48 in digital format. And this series was designed to let creators tell one-shot Superman stories without worrying about what effect their stories would have on the overall continuity of Superman, right? So like DCU, but without messing everything up. The story titled Strange Visitor opens up many years in the future with a character named Kamandi recounting the story of Superman to another individual named Radithus, who is identified as the Boy King in America in Earth's final hour. The story begins just outside Metropolis in 1939, with Superman fighting some of Frankenstein's monsters alongside Batman and Dracula. The next day, he attends the launch of a manned spacecraft from Metropolis, and we learn that the existence of Superman has inspired humanity to innovate at a rate much faster than they otherwise would have, as evidenced by the fact that the first real manned spaceflight didn't occur until 1961. But here, it's happening 22 years ahead of that. We also learn that the spacecraft is being powered by red kryptonite shards of Superman's home planet that have been altered to serve as a fuel source. Soon after the rocket called the Phaeton blasts off, things begin to go awry, as they usually do. Superman leaps into action, but is unable to save the crew before the ship seemingly vanishes into thin air. Now, the crew is presumed dead, but Superman believes that since the spacecraft vanished rather than exploded, that he can still save the crew of the Phaeton, which will continue to drive him throughout his entire life. Now, from here, Superman's life proceeds in pretty much the exact same way that we're familiar with. He's a superhero, he falls in love with Lois Lane, all the regular stuff. However, while everyone in Superman's universe ages normally, he ages at a much slower rate. So by the time 2013 rolls around, we see that Superman is practically unchanged since 1939. But Lois Lane is an old woman. It's also around this time that the 75th anniversary of Superman's superhero career is being commemorated by the dedication of a massive statue of him at the Metropolis spaceport, the same place that the Phaeton had vanished 74 years prior. Now, with everyone gathered at the ceremony, the entire Justice League, the Old and New God, and a massive crowd of Metropolis citizens, the statue comes to life and reveals itself to actually be Mr. Mxyzptlk, the fifth dimensional imp that has been a nuisance to Superman his whole career. Now, Mxyzptlk takes Superman to the fifth dimension and tells him that he wants to give him a gift, and reveals to him that the Phaeton had not actually been destroyed, validating what Superman had believed for decades. Unfortunately, the ship is unreachable even from the fifth dimension, but is instead trapped between realities in an unstable state. And so Superman is unable to reach the ship that day, but vows that he will find a way to one day rescue the crew of the Phaeton. We then fast forward billions and billions of years into the future, far past the events of Kamandi and Raythodus leaving Earth to set up a civilization somewhere in space, to the final moments of the universe itself. We've seen that Superman has been able to spawn multiple copies of himself, which he calls Superman Centuries. One of these centuries, referred to as Superman 2099, no pun intended, is attending the death of the god Anu, who was worshipped by the supreme deity of the ancient Mesopotamians. Now, once Anu dies, we learn that he was actually the last living entity in the entire universe other than Superman himself. Following this death, the original Superman, called Superman Null, summons all all the Sentries so that he can reunite into a singular entity. We also learn that Superman Null has been at the center of the entire universe and was actually holding the whole universe together, waiting for the last living thing to pass away before he would allow the universe to be destroyed. Now, once all the Sentries and Superman Null reunite, the resulting Superman is visited by the memory of Lois Lane, who says that she's there to see him off as the universe meets its end. Now, before it does, however, Superman manages to locate the Phaethon and rips through the very fabric of reality to pull the ship out. The crew remarks that they believe they've been gone for merely 5 minutes, but Superman and we as the readers know that it's actually been billions of years. With the ship rescued, Superman escorts it to the very edge of the universe where he assures them that they will enter a new universe and he will never abandon them. And that's where the story ends. And this is all we know about Strange Visitor Superman. He appears to be the in-continuity version of Superman in every way, right down to his vulnerability to kryptonite. However, for whatever reason, which is never explained, this version of Superman is essentially immortal, outliving every life form and every god in the universe. Now, during the billions of years that he exists, he grows vastly more powerful. We see that he's able to divide himself into multiple beings, all of which seemingly share his powers, and is able to communicate with them telepathically. He's able to tear through the barrier of reality and possessed enough strength and willpower to hold the universe together for an untold and unimaginable number of years, which means he'd probably make for a pretty decent Green Lantern. So we are definitely dealing with one of the most powerful iterations of Superman that we've ever seen, and is definitely well beyond Omega level, as he appears to be the single most powerful entity in his entire universe. So yeah, that's basically it. There's really nothing more to it than that. But we covered it. You guys wanted to see it, so we covered it. Yeah, so if you guys are new here to Comics Explained, make sure you guys hit the sub button to become part of the Rob Corps. If you guys enjoyed this video, you drop a like, and I will catch you all later. Peace. Okay, I want to give a shout out to Kyle B, David Joseph, Ben, John H, AJ, Matt N, Jeff R, John H, Lean and Mean, which is an awesome name, Jason C, Austin S, Austin H, Joey M, Steven Z, Austin B, Adam K, and Genosis 916. Remember guys, you can send me messages and I'll run off whatever your message is at the end of the video, so long as there's nothing crazy. But if you want to put a message in there, send me an email, rob@robertjefferson.com, and if you are one of these people who gets shout outs, then I will tack it in there. And yeah, thanks for watching guys.